everyone. Welcome to the session of data file handling. In our previous session, we talked about that how to write the data in the file and how to read the data from the file. Now in this session, I'm going to tell you that how to add more records in the already existing file. So let's start with it. Before adding a record, I would like to create a file by the name try1.txt. That's why I have opened the file into write mode. That means W mode. After this, I have taken one variable which is going to accept the input that how many records you want to enter in your file. After taking this input, I have run this for loop. So what does it mean? That as many as number of records you are entering, it will accept those many records in the sequence. Let's say that you want to enter 4 records. So the loop will run from 0 to 3 in the sequence. Because 4 records are there, so n minus 1 records are counted over here, but the index starts from 0. So overall, basically we are going to enter 4 records in total. In my for loop, I have taken 3 variables: employee number, employee name, and employee salary. Here is my 4th variable where I am concat. I have used this concat operator. And by using this concat operator, I'm going to concatenate all these 3 variables together to convert it into a single record. So after joining, this variable basically REC is containing the complete record, and finally I am writing it into the file using my write function. So in my for loop, once my for loop will run, it will accept these 3 values, and after that these 3 values will get merged by this rec variable, and then finally it will be written into the file. After writing into the file, as I told you in my previous session also, that I must close my file. Otherwise, the file can create a problem or the data may not be written properly into the file. Now here, I am going to read my file. After writing, I am going to read it. So again, I have used my open function over there. This data variable is going to hold the data read by f.read function. And finally, I am printing it through print statement. And after this, I am again closing my file because I opened it again just for reading the data from the file. So opening and closing are 2 mandatory steps, and in between, whatever we are writing can be my writing or appending. So any operation I can perform after opening my file, but after performing an operation, I must close it. So let's run it. That how does it work? F5. Now it is asking me how many records you want to enter. Let's say I want to enter only 2 records. Press enter. Now it is asking me to enter employee number. Let's say W101, employee name, ABC, employee salary. Let's say it's 35,000. Employee number. That means I am going to start with my second record because first 3 variables are over. Again, employee number. So it can be W104, employee name, let's say PQR, and employee salary, 40,000. So I entered my 2 records which were written permanently into the file try1.txt. And through the read statement, I have brought the data from the file onto my temporary memory. And this is my data. So as you can see that W101 is only my employee number, ABC is only my employee name, and 35,000 is the salary of my first employee. But because I use my concat operator to join them, so these all three variables are appearing like one record in the file with having a space. I can show you this, that in my programming I gave this space also, so that it will be clearly visible onto the screen. And at the end I use my /n also, so that after entering one record the cursor must shift onto the next line to accept the second record. So I hope this is clear to everyone. Now let's start with append mode. This is all about writing the data. Now I'm going to tell you that how to add more records at the end of the file. So I just need to change this W with A. That means append mode. I'm going to open my file in append mode. Now let's run it once. F5. Again, it is asking me how many records you want to enter. Let's say I want to enter only one record. Let me adjust this one. So I have entered one record. Employee number, let's say, is W109. Employee name, it could be MNO. Employee salary, it could be 43,000. And now, as you can see, that how many number of records are displayed onto the screen? 3 number of records. But this time I added only one record. And if I see my previous output, then 2 records were there. And my last record was W104. And we can see previous 2 records are as it is. And after that, my new record has been added. So this is how my append mode works. It always adds the data at the end. Now we can start with another topic. I want to show you some of the ways that how can we read the data in different ways from the file. In this previous example, I showed you that f.read function to read the whole data from the file. If you remember, we have read lines function also to read the data. So for that, what can I do? I can open my file, try1.txt, comma, R mode. And after that, what can I write? Data is equal to f.read line. Right? And I can print it. F.close, which is mandatory to be closed. Okay. So what will happen through this read lines function? My data will appear in the form of a list, as I can show you right now. See, my all 3 records are appearing in a list format. But if I want to get it appear in different lines, like my read function, so what will I do? For I in data, that means I am running my loop, and inside it I'm going to display it one by one. That means one record one at a time. After that, the cursor will get shifted to the next line, and again my second record will be printed. So let's see. All the records are displayed into separate lines. But as we can see, there is one line space between all my records. So how can we remove it? By writing end separator. Right? So let's see. As you can see, the space between my records is reduced. So this is another way of reading the data from the file. There is one more way with having with statement. With the help of with statement, how can we read the data? Let's see it. As I have written this fopen function. So in place of this, if I use with is a keyword. Please try to understand. With is a keyword. With. Now I'm going to use my open function, and in this try dot my file name is try1.txt. Okay, let's not take R mode, because R mode is by default mode. If I'll write it, then also my file will be read, and if I'll not write it, then also it will open the file in read mode directly as F. So here in this pattern, I'm not writing my object of the file in the starting, but I'm using it with the keyword as. That means, what does it mean over here? That with this file, open the file as F, as this object. And down this, what can I do? I can indent my data in this way. And finally, I can close my file. But here is one more variation, that as I told you earlier, that if I'm opening my file, I must close it. Otherwise, it can create a problem in reading and writing the data in file. But if I'm using my with statement, it is not necessary to close it, because my with keyword will automatically close my file after performing the operation. Please remember this. If I'm opening my file simply using open function, then it is necessary, it is mandatory to close that file. But if I'm opening my file using with keyword, it is not necessary to be closed, because automatically also it will get closed. Okay, now let's run it. And as we can see, the same data is printed using this with statement also. Let's move on. We can check. Sometimes it happens that I don't remember the file name which I created earlier. So how do I check that whether the file is existing into my system or not? So there is a way to check it, to put a check onto my file. So what can I do? I can write over there import operating system. OS means operating system. And if I'm using import keyword, that means this is a module which I'm importing into my Python. So import OS, because where am I going to check my file? Into my operating system, into my system. So I have to import this. After that, I'm entering one line that accept the file which you want to enter. Enter the file name which you want to open. So file variable is accepting the file name. After that, I'm putting a check using my if statement. If os.path.is file, and what is my file name which is contained in my variable file, if it is existing, I will explain you this. Let me complete. F is equal to open. Now I'm going to open my file. The file name, data is equal to f dot read, and then finally print data. Else it will print the statement file does not exist. Okay, so let's understand this statement carefully. This is my if. That means I'm going to check whether the file is there or not. This is my module. Using this dot operator, first I'm calling path module of my OS module. path is the sub-module of OS module. Because as I told you, we have absolute path and we have relative path. So here we are going to check the path of the file, whether it is existing or not. And to check, we have a function is file. So what is the sequence? OS module. It is having submodule by the name path, and it is having submodule as a function is file. And in this, as a parameter, I am going to enter the variable which is holding the file name. And inside this, I am going to open the file to read it. So if the file exists, it will be read and the data will be displayed onto the screen. But if the file does not exist, the control will shift to the else portion and the statement will be printed onto the screen that file does not exist. So let's run it. How does it work? It is asking me to enter the file name. So let's say my file is try1.txt. It is opened. Now let's execute the program again. It is asking me the file name. Let's say try9.txt. Now try9.txt does not exist into my system. So what will happen? It will display the message that the file does not exist. So in this way, we can put a check onto our file name as well. If the file does not exist, then it will not get open. Instead, the message will be displayed. Another program we are going to discuss that how to handle the exceptions in Python, or we can say related to opening a file. As it happened in my previous example, that if the file does not exist, it is simply showing me the message does not exist. So in this way, I can show or display this message with the help of try and catch block. Try and except. This is my exception handling. And how can I accept this thing? Again, I'm going to accept the statement, enter the file name. Right? In the same way. But here I'm not going to use any OS module because I'm going to work upon exception handling. Now I'll start with my try block. In my try block, I'm going to open the file. That means these all steps will be similar. So I am going to copy all. And if it does not exist, then except block will throw one exception, IO error, input output error. And in this, what should be printed? That it does not exist. Right? So this is my try and except block. Enter the file name, try1.txt. Enter it. It is entering, it is displaying the data. But if I'll execute it again and I am trying it with try9.txt, which does not exist, it will again show me an exception. Basically, it is throwing an exception that file does not exist. So in either way, we can work. I hope the concepts are clear to you. And for the better clarity, you may pause and play again. You may rewind it. This is a video. Now children, please understand this, try to understand this, that in your CBSE board, on the basis of file handling, because the CBSE board will not ask you to create a file. It will basically ask you that read the file and display this specific data from the file. So how does it work? Like my question is, read it carefully, print the lines which starts with an alphabet H from pom.txt. This is my file name, right? So how can I work upon it? Let's see. First, I need to open, wait, let me start with it. F is equal to open. What is my file name? pom.txt. And I'm going to open it into R mode. That means I'm going to only read it. Then, data, my simple steps, read lines, f dot read line, sorry. And then I'm going to print it. Or I can print it separately also using this while loop. I in data and print I having this end separator. And finally, I'm closing my file, f dot close. So let's read first that what type of content is there into my pom.txt. As you can see, this is my pom.txt, which is having 4 lines. Now my question is that I have to print only the line which is starting with H alphabet. So what can I do over here? Inside my for loop, this I is reading one line out of all the lines. So in my first line, I can put a check if I of 0 is equal to capital H, or I of 0 is equal to small h, because H can be my capital also, H can be small also. I'm not completely aware that how my data is written into my file. After this, I am printing I. So only those lines will be printed which are starting either with capital H or small h. So let's run it, F5. As you can see in my file, 4 lines are there. First line starts with W, second line starts with H, so it is displayed over here. Third line starts with H, again it is displayed over here. And my fourth line starts with T, which cannot be a part of my program. So in this way, we can put a check while reading a file to display the specific data onto the screen. So now let's move on to another example, which is asking us to count that how many number of words are there in a line. So let me copy these first 2 lines as these will remain same over here also in this program. I have read. Now I am running my for loop in data. Here, I need to take one variable by the name count is equal to 0, because I am going to count the number of words. So I need to take a counter variable which will get increased one after another when the word is read. But as we can see and as we know that this REC variable will read one line one at a time. So I need to divide my line into number of words, into number of parts. So I will use my split function. And what will the split function do? It will break the line at a space. So as we know that a sentence is a collection of words with having a space in between. So wherever it will get a space, it will break it down. And that number of character will be counted as a single word. So let's move on. Now I want to read it word by word. So again, I need to run one for loop for I in word. And here, the variable which I have taken as a counter variable, I need to increase it regularly. That means this I is going to read my first word, then it will get increased to 1. Then this I will again read my second word, and again and again and again, so on. It will get increased as many as number of times my for loop will run. And finally, here I'm going to print count is equal to count, or I can say number of words. I can say number of words are. Count. Finally, I'm going to close my file and I'm showing you that how does it work. So F5, as you can see that here, how many number of words are there? 8, 7, 7 and 8. If I scroll it up, how many number of lines are there? 4. And each and every line is containing number of words. So my first line is containing 8 number of words, second line 7, third 7 and fourth 8. And those many number of words are printed here with the help of count variable. Now sometimes it is being asked that print the number of words along with the line number, right? So I want to print that number of words are these in line 1 and line 2, line 3 and line 4. So I need to take one more variable by the name line, and where will I initialize it? I can initialize it over here. Line is equal to 0. And where will it take increment? Line plus is equal to 0, is equal to 1, sorry. As my count is taking an increment within my next for loop, in the same way my line will take an increment inside my first for loop. So let's run it. Now you can see the output in this way. Number of words are 8 in line 1, number of words are 7 in line 2, 7 in line 3 and 8 in line 4. So children, I hope the concepts are pretty clear to you all. Thank you so much for the day.